Hey there, I'm going to give a little overview of our syllabus here. In other clips, I'll give a little more detail on the different assignments and some of the specific points for the course. Here we'll just kind of give a little general overview. All right, first thing you see there is my email, abril.lpc. That's really the best way to get a hold of me. I try to get back to everybody as soon as possible, certainly within the day. Sometimes I get a lot of email, and sometimes things just kind of fall through the crack. So please don't hesitate to write me back if you don't hear from me right away. It's not a bother, it's actually a help. If you write again and just say, asked you about this, just kind of writing again. I try to get back to everybody right away, but sometimes things happen on email. Okay, I also have a phone number, and you're more than welcome to use that. It's just a business line, so your number won't show up. It goes through Skype, and that's not my personal line. It's just a business line, and business meaning the business of teaching, that being my business. And I'm happy to discuss anything that you like there. We could discuss administrative or procedural details like where do I turn this in, who, what, where, when, why, or if you would like to talk about some of the material and you had a question about content, some of the philosophy, I'd be more than happy to talk about that with you too. So don't be shy. You're welcome to use that number there. Those are the two best ways to get a hold of me. Okay, you'll see there I've got a link to my website, PhilWiki. It's actually a wiki, which I don't at the moment really use as a wiki, which is like Wikipedia, where everybody can kind of it's a website where users can add their own content to it. I haven't really been using it like that recently, but who knows? I do sometimes. You'll actually see some remnants of days when I did. Okay, so our required text is Voices of Wisdom by one Gary Kessler. There's lots of material in here. There's different editions out there. I'm happy enough for people to be able to get old editions at a reasonable cost. The bookstore and the publishers pretty much require that we get the newest edition. I asked them to make as many used copies available as possible. Shouldn't be much difference in terms of being able to access course readings between older and newer ones. So here you go. He's got lots of really helpful introductions, and those are part of the course readings. Also, we will have a number of short online readings. I've got links to those on Blackboard, so those will kind of come up as we go through them. Those are on my website, so that will cover it between the online readings I make available and what we've got here. Okay, so the main assignments. Really, we've got 3 different kind of assignments, and we'll do those a round of each up to the midterm, and a round of those after the midterm going to the final. So basically, I divide the class in half, traditionally, up to midterm, up to final. Up to midterm, we'll have 1 exam, a few discussions, and a thought experiment. And then between midterm and final, we'll do the same thing again with new readings. So 2 pretty much equal halves to the course. Pretty much how we do it. I'll give some detailed discussions of each of those assignment types in some other clips, but you can take a look at those there. Let's see here. General criteria I use for grading. You can go ahead and read that. I guess the main thing that I see making a difference between like A, B, and C work is certainly whether the entire assignment has been done. I definitely look for that. So questions that have multiple parts to it, I definitely see if every part has been covered. I guess the main differences kind of come down to thoroughness. And that's kind of like level of detail. Do you really get into the nitty gritty? Do you kind of get out the basic idea and then take it all apart and get into all of the nuances and sub-theories and play the devil's advocate and different perspectives and really get into the details of the material you're asked to look at? Or do you just kind of gloss over it and just get the basic idea out? That's really the difference between, I guess, really kind of B work and A work. Even if you've got it all right, but you just do that at a high level of generality, that's not as excellent academically as getting it right, getting a general understanding of it out there, and then really unpacking it and taking it all apart and getting inside of the details and looking at the insides of these theories and then putting it back together and having your own analysis of something that you've looked very thoroughly at. And I can give some ideas about what more or less detail is in some other kind of communications, but the general rule is more detail, more complexity, the better. Okay. So we've got here a list of readings up until the midterm. These might change slightly over the semester. I won't spring anything on you at the last minute, though if I have enough advance warning that I can give you, there's a chance that there might be some slight alteration. We can look at these as opportunities to get into more interesting material that I might give you. There's a good chance, though, that it'll stay relatively as it is, though. Okay. Let me look here quickly. Course policies. Go ahead and take a look at that. I guess one of the main ones to emphasize is late work or work that isn't submitted properly. I'm actually pretty cool about that. Sometimes I go back and forth on whether I should be less cool about that. But, my idea is this. Of course, to get full credit, you have to turn the assignment in on time in the right place. But if you don't, if you get it in, you'll get something. You'll get less than full credit for sure. It really depends on the details of what you turn in if you turn in late work. But here's the important caveat. There's no guarantee of how many points you'll get or how much credit you'll get, nor is there any guarantee that you will receive any feedback or score from me, just that it will be viewed and considered in your final grade if it's not turned in on time or in the right place. So I would highly suggest that you not take advantage of that option. But at the same time, if you don't get something in, don't feel like, oh, the deadline's passed, I'm not going to do anything. Something is better than nothing. Though, keep in mind, you won't be notified of your points or anything like that, but it will be viewed. Okay, so I emphasize that with some reservation just because I don't want you to be thinking like, oh, great, well, I'm not going to do that. You'll be knocked down quite a bit grade-wise, but just to emphasize something's better than nothing. Okay, well, I think I'm going to reserve discussion of any further details for other clips, but that's our syllabus, and I welcome you to the course, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay?